wild boars, with their staggering reproduction rate and formidable cunning, have become a threat to communities and the agricultural economy. They devastate crops and tear up the land, making control increasingly difficult. Hunters must act to restore the balance between nature and humanity. Do they have the grit to succeed? Follow along with the thrilling footage coming up, and don't forget to watch until the end to pick the hunt that impresses you the most. Kicking off today's battle is a thrilling night hunt in the Texas fields, recently ravaged by hordes of beasts. By 6 p.m., Kevin's team is in position, tracking traces left behind and spreading out to ambush the entire field. Soon after, through infrared binoculars, a herd of boars is spotted grazing, unaware they're in the crosshairs. A hunter swiftly locks onto the largest boar and pulls the trigger. The boar collapses, the rest scatter in panic, but the next shots quickly snuff out any hope of escape. The battle has officially begun. On the neighboring field, another herd of wild boars is starting to wreak havoc. Naturally, they can't escape Kevin's sights. He quickly selects the best position and angle for the shot. Gunshots ring out rapidly, taking down each boar before they can bolt into the forest. Every shot is clean and decisive, true to Kevin's resolve to leave no boar with a chance to cause destruction for another night. On the eastern side of the field, ambush points were quickly set up. Cold, precise gunshots echo through the night, each wild boar dropping on the spot. Every corner of the field is methodically cleared, leaving no threat behind. This land is temporarily restored to peace, easing the fears of the locals to some extent.
Arrête, 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 Nina!
At the same time, another hunting team swiftly sets up ambushes throughout a forest in France. At the checkpoint, James keeps his eyes sharp, maintaining a ready stance for any movement. Suddenly, a wild boar leisurely wanders into his sights. Instantly, a gunshot rings out, and the beast collapses onto the grass, unaware it was being watched. One threat is dealt with cleanly and decisively. A precise shot is swiftly executed on the eastern side of the forest. Turning around, the hunter immediately spots a panicked wild boar darting across. In less than a second, a bullet flies, halting its escape. With just one shot, the beast collapses onto the cold ground. Continuing to follow the remaining tracks, the sudden barking of hunting dogs signals the target's location. James quickly moves toward the sound. There it is, a wild boar's silhouette peeking from behind dense trees. As soon as its body comes into view, a decisive gunshot rings out. The beast collapses on the spot. Another threat eliminated swiftly and flawlessly.
Tamam.
Hunting wild boars not only tightens control over these monstrous creatures, but also restores balance between nature and humanity.
Edge of the blazing forest, the shot that sealed the fate of the marauders. Wild boars are multiplying rapidly, ravaging farmlands and causing millions of dollars in losses for farmers. Who will stop them? It's the skilled, fearless hunters, ready to take action to reclaim crops and land for the people. Gunshots echo, and fierce confrontations unfold one after another to restore the balance between nature and humanity. Will peace be restored? Follow along to find out. A flawless ambush is unfolding, kicking off today's journey. Kevin's team assembled and moved to the location at 6 a.m. Upon arrival, armed with binoculars, they quietly advanced to their pre-assigned positions. "15 minutes passed when a familiar figure suddenly darted across James' line of sight. The boar was lumbering toward its hiding spot, unaware of the eyes tracking it. Seizing the moment as the wild boar entered his crosshairs, a decisive gunshot rang out. The boar collapsed swiftly, with no time to react or escape. In the west, Kevin and his team were tracking the traces of wild boars. Not long after, through his binoculars, Kevin spotted a boar concealed at the edge of a hillside. He swiftly pulled the trigger and the boar collapsed, unaware of what had just happened. A cold, decisive shot, putting an end to the devastation caused by these ferocious beasts. At the same time, in the vineyards of Tuscany, Another team of hunters swiftly encircled the entire field. The hunting dogs fanned out, scouring the thickets to track down the wild boars. Minutes later, at the vineyard's edge, Tom received a signal from the dogs and immediately closed in. Suddenly, a wild boar burst from the underbrush. Tom quickly pulled the trigger, cutting off the prey's escape route. A timely, decisive shot, completely halting the destruction of these savage beasts before the lush rows of grapevines. A signal rang out, alerting the team to the beast's appearance in a nearby field. The team immediately sprang into action, following the lingering tracks. There it was, charging like an arrow, darting across Leon's line of sight. Rapid gunshots echoed, leaving the prey no chance to escape. It collapsed before it could slip into the bushes at the field's edge. A thrilling pursuit brought to a close. As dusk settled, the hunting team quickly packed up their gear. While crossing the field, a shooter suddenly spotted a herd of wild boars busily ravaging everything in sight. He assumed position, locked onto the target, and pulled the trigger. The target dropped on the spot, while the others vanished in an instant. This time, they may have escaped by luck, but next time won't be so easy. After a long, intense day, the hunting team withdrew, ready to prepare for the fierce battles ahead.
Lurking in the depths of the forest are beasts multiplying out of control. Growing bolder, they descend to ravage crops, livestock pens, and even threaten the safety of humans and animals. Now, hunters must act swiftly, confronting and neutralizing this menace. Will this battle reclaim the upper hand? Do these marksmen have the grit to take down the ferocious beasts? All will be revealed right now, in moments that will leave you breathless. As dawn broke, Thomas and his professional hunting team arrived at a suspected wild boar location. Upon reaching the site, the team immediately began their search. The pack of hunting dogs quickly picked up a scent, their relentless barking echoing through the air. Thomas rushed forward, certain the prey was close. Sure enough, a wild boar was desperately trying to escape the dog's encirclement. Without hesitation, a precise shot struck the target's body, ending its escape. A triumph for the team, marked right there by the river's edge. At another spot, the seamless coordination among team members quickly led to another victory for the group. They silently maneuvered their boat along the river, patiently tracking signs of their prey. After 10 minutes of rowing, the hunters spotted 2 wild boars wallowing in mud by the riverbank and immediately closed in. A faint noise suddenly alerted the boars, sending them into a panicked sprint. But with seasoned expertise, the hunter didn't let the opportunity slip. No matter how fast the prey moved, it couldn't escape a rifle accustomed to such relentless pursuits.
Oh, fucking jeez.
A signal from the team rang out, indicating signs of wild boars in a nearby water channel. The hunters immediately disembarked from the boat, swiftly moving toward the reported location. There they were, 2 wild boars suddenly darted across their line of sight. Rapid gunfire erupted, cutting off the animal's escape. Both boars fell, lying still in the cold ground. The pursuit ended in an instant, with the hunter's precise actions restoring balance between nature and humanity. Moving into the dense thickets, Nick's hunting team left a flawless mark. The group silently encircled the area, securing key positions around the hill. Minutes later, the sound of hunting dogs echoed along the trail, signaling one team member to ready their stance. A massive wild boar suddenly charged out from the underbrush. Instantly, the hunter fired, and the pack of dogs swarmed in. Giving the boar no chance to escape, the hunter swiftly closed in. Then, a final shot rang out, concluding a perfectly executed ambush. At the same time, on the other side of the hill, Nick took position in front of a dense thicket where the hunting dogs signaled the prey's location. And there it was, a wild boar ambled out, completely unaware of the hunter silently lying in wait. A single shot rang out, and the boar collapsed on the spot, without even realizing what had happened. Another precise mark was etched into the history of this hill. A flawless ambush was unfolding at another location. The marksman was poised and ready, waiting for the target to appear. As predicted, moments later, a wild boar quietly emerged from the bushes ahead. He pulled the trigger. The bullet struck true, and the beast collapsed instantly. A swift, clean, and precise takedown. Gunshots echoed throughout, marking the end of a decisive hunting expedition by Nick's team. Cunning beasts, with their sharp intelligence and razor-like hooves, ravage crops and instill terror among farmers. Fearless hunters, undeterred by harsh weather, stand ready to confront them and protect the community. Thrilling chases and spectacular ambushes are about to unfold, revealing the outcome. Don't hesitate. Join us now to witness and pick the most epic hunt. Hunting wild boar in harsh, snowy conditions. Seemingly impossible, but for John's hunting team, nothing is out of reach. The team ventured into the snowy mountains of Turkey in their trusty vehicle. Upon arrival, they swiftly deployed into formation, moving to pre-planned ambush points. Not long after, on the eastern side of the range, a familiar dark shape darted across Finn's line of sight. Tracking the wild boar's movement, he pulled the trigger. The gunshot rang out decisively, and the boar collapsed, lying motionless on the white snow. At another spot, A team member spotted a dark figure weaving through dense branches. The wild boar was completely unaware it was in the hunter's crosshairs. As soon as its body emerged from the thick underbrush, rapid gunshots rang out, cutting off all escape routes. Before it could comprehend what was happening, it lay still on the snowy ground. The pursuit pressed on, with John quietly tracking faint hoof prints etched in the white snow.
You can see the two.
Suddenly, a wild boar emerged, cunningly concealed in a hollow among dense bushes. Without hesitation, John swiftly closed in, gripping his rifle firmly. A decisive gunshot rang out, and the beast collapsed on the spot, unable to resist. Another threat eliminated, the hunt surged toward its climax. The barking of hunting dogs echoed across the distant forest, and Finn immediately bolted toward the familiar sound. Within minutes, he arrived, facing a wild boar cornered by the pack, frantically seeking an escape. Without hesitation, a shot struck the boar's body, halting its desperate bid for freedom. Another mark was etched into the snowy mountains, cold, brutal, and fiercely intense. A tense ambush was unfolding in a garden in France, where the beasts were ravaging crops. Another hunting team had arrived, setting up a tight encirclement around the garden. Just minutes after taking position, two wild boars suddenly charged past Nick and his teammates. A rapid volley of shots rang out. The larger, heftier boar dropped instantly. While the others swiftly escaped into the adjacent field in a split second. Determined not to let the wild boar escape, Nick immediately signaled through the radio, pinpointing its direction for his teammates. On the other side, a marksman stood ready, firmly gripping the rifle. As predicted, the boar appeared. A rapid burst of gunfire erupted, crushing any hope of its escape. The cunning beasts were subdued, and the garden was temporarily safe from danger today. Over the past few months, as we've shared our wild boar hunting videos, we've been overwhelmed by your incredible support and enthusiasm. Hunters from all over have sent us jaw-dropping footage of wild boar hunts that left us speechless. And today, we're bringing all together a compilation of the most epic hunts we've received: flawless shots, heart-pounding moments, and wild counterattacks that'll send chills down your spine. So what are you waiting for? Let's dive right in. In just the first few seconds, we witness a perfect takedown. This was Thomas's hunt in the hilly regions of Texas, where he was forced to track wild boar after noticing they were trying to approach his farm. 30 minutes passed, and a target finally entered his sights. Without hesitation, he pulled the trigger. That critical shot brought the boar down instantly. Not long after, more wild boars were quickly located. Gunshots rang out continuously as Thomas racked up more trophies and marked a successful outing. However, what impressed me the most wasn't the number of wild boars he brought down, it was his composure. No rushing, no recklessness. He waited patiently for the golden moment to strike with precision. In the same area, Tom also had a memorable experience during his journey. He found himself face to face with a massive herd of wild boars, each one surprisingly large. They seemed to be well acquainted with the terrain, forcing Tom to come up with a smart strategy. He chose a perfect vantage point, one that gave him a clear view of the entire area. Then, he began picking out his targets. First up, the lone boars. Weapon ready. Fire. One shot, one kill. A few of them tried to escape in the chaos, but they didn't get far. Tom quickly gave chase and took them down. Now let's head over to Jack's hunt, a seasoned local hunter and his trusted crew. Their destination, the Silvadillo Valley, a place where the wild boar population has spiraled out of control. With the help of a pack of elite hunting dogs, the first boars were quickly located. That's when the real action kicked off. The team split into smaller groups, surrounding their targets for maximum takedown efficiency. It worked like a charm. Even the smartest boars didn't stand a chance. It was clear this wasn't Jack's first rodeo. His movements were sharp, his coordination flawless, and the way he worked with the dogs was nothing short of impressive. The hounds played a crucial role tracking, flushing, and driving the boars right into the hunter's sights. Do you know how Adam took down an entire herd of massive wild boars? High up in the mountains, armed with a long-range scope and a specialized hunting rifle, he quietly moved along the ridges step by step, closing in on a herd foraging nearby. The moment the boars appeared, Adam locked into position. His scope swept across the targets. The herd was large, but he wasn't in a rush. He waited until the alpha boar revealed itself. And then, with a single precise shot, the massive target dropped instantly. The rest of the herd panicked and fled, but from his perfect vantage point, and with nerves of steel, Adam took them down one by one in just a matter of minutes. Regular hunting is already tough, but going after wild boars in a brutal, snow-covered mountain environment, that takes things to a whole new level. In freezing winds and bone-chilling cold, Adam pushed forward with relentless determination. When the boars finally emerged, he picked the perfect position and waited patiently, timing each shot for maximum accuracy. And when he pulled the trigger, the crack of the rifle echoed through the mountains as those fierce beasts dropped, one after another, in a stunning display of precision. Every hunt in today's video brought its own kind of thrill. Each hunter faced different challenges, from tracking boars in total darkness to making split-second decisions in harsh terrain. But they all had one mission in common: to protect crops, livestock, and local life from the rising destruction caused by wild boars. This is more than a hunt, it's a battle for balance.